All right, Shalom. First and foremost, giving all praise, glory, and honor that's due to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahavashai, Bahashim, Rachah, double honor to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace and blessings to the 144,000, the hopeful elect, Shalom, Barakathum. And speaking about the apostles, man, I was going to title this lesson, Thawadah for Sound Doctrine, all right? And I'm thinking about this, because it's ultimately, it's the mercy of the Lord. There are plenty of men that never hear it. They got blinded because the Lord didn't want them to hear it. There were men that heard it, and then they shirked it off. There were men that heard it, they embraced it, okay, and then they shrugged it off and went back into the world, which is a very egregious thing to do. That's, in my opinion, that's going to be some of the worst judgment is the ones that partook. That's in Peter, the second chapter. I believe it's 1 Peter, the second chapter. All right, it says it would be better if they had not known the way of righteousness than to forsake it, man. But it got me thinking because the bishop native, the IUIC, he's remixing yet another doctrine with the Danites all over there, man. You're just like, man, these guys are really, they're like spiraling, man. Okay. It used to be every other year, I would say, when I first started coming into the truth, they would always be getting on Nate, the apostles, I mean, but it's like every month. It seemed like last year it was like every month or something. Now it feels like it's every week. It's just something new that they're going off on, man. All of these splintered camps, all right, that, from Sakari to the Genesis guys, even going back to the One West days, when the Seven broke up, when ISUBK and GLCC came out, just all different manner of fractured doctrines, man, all right? And the Spirit, in my opinion, bears witness to what the true doctrine is, because there is the Spirit, you can tell about the Spirit behind the individuals. For our young brother watching, it may be hard to discern what's right and what's wrong, who's right about this, who's wrong about that, because it takes time to get into the scripture. You really got to dedicate yourself on a daily basis to be into it, But the reason I knew when I first heard Great Millstone, man, it was the Spirit behind the men. I couldn't explain it. It was just like, that's it. Before I had even heard every breakdown, I knew that those men were on the right track because their spirit bear witness, man. There was a certain, like a raw conviction to them, and it didn't matter how controversial it sounded. They would without question be zealous for it, man, and being zealous for what you believe in don't necessarily mean that you're correct, but it's a combination of all of those things, man. I still remember to this day when Apostle Tahar, the famous video where they try to replay and then try to demonize us, say we're gonna get him when we're 12 years old. How he said it, he looked dead at the camera, man, and he said it. He just looked right in there, man. And there's a sincerity behind that, man. And then, as you should, as a man of the Lord, you don't just listen to things. You study these things out. You search them for yourself. Look, you deceiving yourself if you're not convincing yourself. If there's questions about a doctrine and you don't look it up or go into it or ask questions, that's leaven, okay? You better get that out of you, okay? Ask the questions and be convinced in your own mind, because nobody else can save you. But anyway, as a man should do, I would look these things up, man. I spent years basically trying to debunk the truth in my head, but I couldn't do it, Like, is this right? But with the Spirit on those men, like deep down, I always knew, and I just never could, And I could study and I study and I would study and I would go into things and I would ask myself big questions and how did this happen, all the way down to free will, questions I've always asked since I was a kid, That I would, and it was thorough, man. It was bulletproof, okay? Not that we have every detail of the scriptures, but we know enough of what we need to know. And when you put that in context of what we need to know to get delivered, we have everything, man. And that's why the phrase 100% truth goes so far, because it's not about remembering every single precept that you ever read. There's going to be breakdowns you're going to have to go over again, but it's really just we have it in totality, what the Lord passed down to us, you know, through our forefathers, okay? And that includes the writings of Paul, that even includes historical accounts like Chronicles and, you know, and various things. All of that was written and meant to be passed down to us, man. The Bible is an heirloom, okay? That's given to his people, okay? And when you see it from that perspective, that's what we need to get out of here. We don't have every single answer, then you understand the 100% thing, man. So you have to say Thawadah for Yahweh Bashim Yahushai sending these men, okay, to break these things down and consistently, man, you know, because as you see things unfold, man, and the doctrines are unraveling, there's a lot of infighting, there's a lot of favoritism, there's a lot of covetousness, you know, over things that you shouldn't be coveting over, man, like a subscriber, a viewership, you know, which you shouldn't covet anyway. But when you see all of these things unraveling, man, it puts things in perspective. The Lord is getting ready to sift all of the unwanted out of there, man. All right, and you should be holding on for dear life to pray and make sure that you haven't deceived yourself when one doing the work, and your sacrifice is accepted, because those are the only men that the Lord is going to see fit to deliver. And we will need deliverance. There will not be a carnal, conventional way out of this. Okay, and that goes back to my other point, the spirit of prophecy. All right, focusing on the charagma, focusing on the hour of temptation, man. You know, what is everybody else focused on? Whatever is trending, basically. You know, now we follow trending news as well, but it's in the context of prophecy. Okay, you know, we don't follow, you know, celebrity gossip, you know, and whatever's trending on that front. We don't follow trending topics for video games, okay? We follow trending topics as it relates to the end, the eschaton, okay? That would be geopolitics, okay? The developments in the news, all right? Things around the space of technocracy and government, those kind of things, man. All right, signs in the heavens, the celestial bodies, everything that's in the scriptures that point to that we're getting out of here. That's what we are focused on, and that's what the Lord requires of us, man. All right. So I said that to say, you know, be grateful that you have it, man. Like the scriptures call this the pearl of great price. Many men have sat and read the exact same scriptures that we have and didn't get anything out of it. Some people only got a little bit out of it. Some people got the whole thing, all right, but their stomach wasn't built for it, and they vomited it back up, you know. So if you still have this truth, you're still comforted by these words, man, count yourself blessed, all right, and pray for strength to overcome, you know, in the future, because we will need it, you know. So with that, Lord willing, this is edifying. On to the next. Shalom.